Yellowstone Art Museum presents the art of collecting.
So we're talking about collections, Melanie. What do you collect?
I collect seashells. I collect a lot.
Seashells?
I collect seashells, rocks, flowers, shiny rocks, shiny seashells.
Oh.
And I also
That's really leaves? What color leaves?
green
Green leaves.
crystals,
Crystals? Where do you get crystals? Oh, how cool. What about you, Betty? What do you collect? Really, tell me really loud. Crystals too? So you share collections, huh? So
pretty rocks,
pretty rock.
monster high dolls, and quartz.
Wow.
Marshmallows, fish, and barrels.
Wow. Marshmallows, you don't eat them? You collect them? Oh boy.
Sometimes I eat them.
Well, that sounds like a...
And I collect cheese cells and blocks and crayons so I can color.
Oh, like...
There is a quest in life to find definition to our lives. Through every stage in life, from birth to adolescence to young adulthood, through every breath until we take our last breath, we look for ways that internally and externally represent the essence of who we are, who we have been, and how we want to be remembered.
Okay, what do you collect?
I collect little tiny boxes made by artists. Nothing can be any bigger than about 3.5 or 4 inches, and the rule is that there has to be something in every box. I have hundreds of them.
Why do you collect boxes?
I think because they're very personal, because it's something that's very private, and you can hold it in your hand, and it's 3-dimensional, and you can open up, and there's a secret surprise element to it.
Mm-hmm. Why do you have like a size limit?
Because my house is only so big. And also because the smaller boxes, again, kind of reinforce that intimacy, that kind of very personal possession kind of aspect to it.
How long have you been collecting them?
Since I was about 10.
Yeah. Do you know how many you have?
I don't at the moment. I used to have about 250, and then the house burned down, and I lost them all. And then I started again, because I can't help myself, and I might have 150 or so again.
Often, we reach out to material, tangible objects to show our world a concrete image of what is important to us. Stop. Take a moment to think back to your childhood, and what thing did you have to have? Did you have more than one? Why did you like it? How did it represent you?
They're maracas. I collected a bunch of maracas all over the place, and they're made out of coconuts. And they were my favorite. They were fun to play with, and my daughter absolutely loves them.
What do you collect?
I collect vintage hats
Why?
because they don't make them like they used to, and so it feels like you're collecting a piece of history. They preserve really well over the years, and they're all made really uniquely, and you feel like each one has a story, that it was worn by a woman to a special occasion, to a funeral, to a wedding, to church, or just to a Sunday lunch. And so collecting them is like collecting a piece of someone's history, and it's just something you can wear anytime you feel like it. So it's kind of fun.
So what's your favorite thing to collect?
The main thing is cookbooks. And why? Because I cook.
How many cookbooks do you have?
What would I have? Probably... Heck of a question. I'm guessing between 100 and 125.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you use all of them, or you just kind of have them stored?
I've used most of them.
Yeah.
There are some I haven't used yet, yes.
And what made you start collecting them? Or like how long ago have you been collecting
Well,
them?
partly because I cook professionally. That's what got me through college.
What do you collect?
I collect pretty much anything that's lime green. Letterhead that I designed around lime green. Well, here's a good example. My tape dispenser is lime green. My coaster that my bottle of water in my office is on is lime green. I bought this at Big Lots for 50 cents because I love the color. I thought it'd be really cool to collect these bottles and have a whole shelf of them in my kitchen unopened. I've got a piece of lime green glass that an artist gave to me. I've got my lime green footstool back here. I have a set of Chihuly colored pencils in lime green. It's kind of everywhere. It's an obsession. So that's the tip of the iceberg.
Nice.
I'm Charlie Ringer, live in Joliet, Montana.
And Emily.
I'm Emily Ringer. I also live in Joliet, Montana.
And Charlie's an artist with the museum. I mean, we've a couple of pieces in our collection, and he is a creator. He creates more stuff than anybody I know, all kinds of stuff. And he does that through collecting, right? I mean, you collect first, and then you kind of
Well, it's about materials. I mean, basically, I don't know, when you buy new materials, it's very expensive, and sometimes you have to do that, but a lot of times you can get discarded stuff and, repurpose it somehow, and I've always done that. I've done it since I was 5 years old. I would haul wagon loads full of materials home and build stuff out of them. And now I've got trucks and things to do the same thing.
Charlie created a supersonic spin cycle, which is a sculpture at the museum that's dedicated to the children of the museum. So maybe we could kind of walk around and look at things a little bit.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. More like a museum than
Yeah, but it got collected, museums are just
that's
that.
what museums do, is
Yeah.
they collect them there, in all of their mission statements. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I love the old jukeboxes. Look at this.
Yeah, I kind of collected, or we did, 16 of those.
You got 16.
Human history is recorded through the objects that we collected. It is recorded through art in every form. Our personal collections are the art we create about our lives. And the art we collect as a society ensures that every generation to come will understand what has been important to us, giving us further permission to explore, touch, and collect tangible meaning to life.
Paper wasps. So now, the great thing about collecting is once people know that you're collecting a particular thing, they're on the lookout for it. And I can hardly wait until most of my friends know that I'm doing that. Some do, and then they call you and say, "Hey, I spotted a nest out at Schoenthal Island," and then you have to run down and collect it before nature takes it away.